This is an amazing storage shed find that a coworker of mine hooked me up with from another coworker, and the story is that it was one of the coworkers who passed away had this as part of her property, and she donated and she gave it to the other coworker, and it just sat in her shed for months and months, or years and years apparently, and it's amazing. It's an amazing looking to me. And I'm going to take off the camera from the mount, and if you just look at it, I've never seen, I feel bad for this Commodore 64. I've never seen one in such dire condition, in need of some love. And that 5 key right there, my brother-in-law touched last night, and I said, don't touch. But I wanted to see what I could do with it and see if I could clean it up and get it running again. You know, there may be some water damage to it, so it might not be a possibility, but I do want to see if I can clean it up. And then she described that underneath it is a tower, and then I was like baffled. What do you mean a tower? So let me take this out, the computer. Lo and behold, there's the tower, which is a old 1541 disk drive, which is also pretty dirty. But I am very interested to see if either one of these units is still functioning. It doesn't have the power brick, and I probably won't use those cables. Yeah, this is going to be really cool. So I'm going to need like a toothbrush, a vacuum cleaner, and a blower, and I'll probably have to take it apart before I actually try powering it on. So I'll show some of that cleaning. And it has the software. It has a little software collection right there with it, which I haven't opened up yet. Which I am really excited to see if I can get this functioning. Okay, let's take a look at the back ports. So you got, these are the joystick ports. These don't look too bad. And it actually doesn't look that bad, just looking at it, the surface here. And as I touch it, I clean it, because all the dirt comes off in my hands. And I wish I could just keep this in focus, but just caked on. So this is unlike the story that came out a couple of weeks ago about the Commodore 64 that's still in use for balancing something with cars. I can't remember. This was the article I was thinking of. In an auto repair shop in Poland, they were using a Commodore 64 to balance drive shafts. This one's dirtier than that one. I thought that one was greasy and dirty, but this one is worse. Okay, so I'm going to take a damp cloth and see if I can't get some of this dirt. Okay, now it's looking a lot better. I'm going to blow it out. Okay. I'm going to blow that out some more. Some dust right there too. Okay. Needless to say, I'll be amazed. That looks pretty good. I would be amazed if this thing still functions. The keyboard component needs some cleaning, more cleaning. But overall, it's in pretty good condition. I will put some Q-tips on the cartridge slots and any ports, you know, and start cleaning the keyboard a little more thoroughly. Let me start that. I think canned air would be better, but overall the motherboard is in good shape. Just on the surface. Now let's take a closer look at the keyboard. Okay. This is the dirtiest part. Of course, this has to be cleaned. Let me get to that first. I am going to wash this under some water. Get all this dust out of these creases. And I will come back when I have cleaned the dirt out of these creases. And I'll probably use some bleach. Okay. Here is the after I cleaned this as well as I could. used Q-tips, I used bleach, got in between all of the surfaces. There's still a few scuff marks. There's some stuff right here I couldn't get out, but overall it looks really good. And then I also used this the little, and it was sucking up dirt too, just scrubbing with that, and I got that at the 99-cent store. Next up, the keyboard. It's still really dirty, and I can't get this one wet as much as I could that plastic piece, the cover. But I will use Q-tips, paper towels, and try to get this as clean as possible without ruining it. Okay, this is about 30 minutes or 45 minutes later, and I didn't pop off all the keys, but I popped some of them off, cleaned all around. You know, it's still a little bit dusty, but compared to what it was, it's a lot cleaner. So now I'm going to put this unit back together and see if it actually works. Okay, with that in and this in. One more thing before I button this sucker up. I didn't really clean the base. Okay, I think that's good enough for purposes of this experiment. Okay, now let's button her up. One more look at it. The bottom half needs a little more cleaning. Oops. But, alright, now let's go power it up, see what happens. So this is my daily driver, Commodore 64C. Here's the one I've just cleaned up. And I just want to make sure everything's running before we try it out. Okay, so it looks like my existing Commodore 64C is working, blah blah blah, and I have it plugged into my Ray Carlson cable saver, which I reviewed in a previous video, and that's to protect the power brick, which is, I have it right here in my power source right there. Okay, so now let's switch it over. Oops. Plugged it in with it turned on. Ah, it works! Let's see if the keyboard works. Some of the keys are sticky. All right, now that I know it works, I'm going to plug the Commodore 64 Ultimate into it and see if the joystick ports work. And so this is the Commodore 64 Ultimate. This isn't the new one this isn't the one that just came out, but this is last year's model. And I'm going to plug this into the back of the Commodore 64 here that I cleaned up. And let's see. Doesn't look like the cartridge is working. So I'm going to power that off. Reseat it. Try it again. There it goes. There it goes. Okay, so I'm going to hit middle one. Oh, a little flakiness. I'm going to have to clean it. Clean the ports. Go down to Miss Pac-Man. Just making sure the keyboard works. And let's see if it loads right off my Ultimate cartridge. I forgot to do the fast loader, so this will take a second. No, 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 no. Okay, so cartridge port 2, maybe it's port 1, hold on. I'll just switch to port 1, see if it works. There we go. Okay, so I am very pleased with the outcome. Just how well it came out, how clean it is. Still not as clean as I probably could have got it had I removed every single last key and cleaned it. I removed the function keys, pretty much the top back row I removed. You can see it's just, there's a few little scuffs. It's hard to get on the camera. There's a few little scuffs. And I'll unplug it and turn it over so we can get a better look at it. So here it is, kind of standing up on its axis. And then the rear side of it, I cleaned it up a little bit. There's like a line right here I didn't get. There's, it's, over a 30-year-old computer that was in a storage shed. And you saw how dirty it was at the beginning. And I want to thank my co-workers, Carl and Letty, for getting this to me. and letting me record this video to share with everyone. And I'll see you next time. And before the music credits roll, I just thought it'd be cool to look at where it came from and where it got to. And I wanted to just say that I'll take a look at those discs. I might record another video and see if I can't get the disk drive cleaned up and see if it also will function, which I believe it will, since it was underneath the keyboard and the computer took the brunt of the dust.